Well, hi, it's Ken Ham here again, President of Ants and Genesis, Creation Museum in the Ark Encounter, and we're here at the zoo and the petting zoo. We have a zoo and a petting zoo here at Ark Encounter, and we had some new guests come in yesterday, and I think they've settled in. This is Sarah Jo. You've been on my Facebook Live before, and this is Johnny. Why don't you tell us what your positions are here?
I'm a supervisor of the zoo down here.
And I'm a zookeeper. Eventually I'll be doing animal presentations.
Okay, because we're going to do live animal presentations up in the Ark and in the theatre and outside and walking around and so on.
We're doing a little bit of it right now with our hedgehogs and some goats and things like that. But
okay,
we'll
great.
work our way up to some cooler animals soon.
So I heard we had two new guests come in, two new residents of the zoo.
3 new residents.
3 new residents?
3 new residents.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go and meet them. Let's
right.
walk down here and we'll meet them. Is that food for them?
It is. I've got some apples for them. Yesterday got some carrots and some lettuce. So today we'll see what they think of some apples.
So these are the ostriches?
The ostriches, yep.
So we got ostriches in the zoo. We got emus already.
Yes.
And now we have ostriches. Are they bigger than the...
They are bigger.
Emus?
Ostriches are naturally larger than emus. So our emus are younger than our ostriches, but they're a little bit smaller. So they're very similar. Ostriches are native to Africa, though, instead of Australia, like the emus.
Yeah, well, emus are much more exciting because they're native to Australia.
Is that so?
Much more exciting.
They're Aussies. But
we
the
just
ostriches...
passed the kangaroo enclosure,
Oh,
actually.
yeah. Yep.
Let's just come back here for a moment, just see if we can... Yeah, that's typical of those kangaroos. Look at them. Yeah, they're just laying down in there.
They are most active during dawn and dusk, so they already had their little hopping around play time, and now now that the sun's out, they pick a shady spot close to where the guests are and hang out there.
Okay, so let's go down here, and I think I see one of them over there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, in fact,
They might talk
see
for
3
us.
of them.
They've been pretty talkative so
really?
far. Yeah.
I can have a conversation with them?
Probably. They like to talk back to you. They kind of sound almost like a big pigeon.
All right, so we're going to walk in here where the public aren't allowed to go.
Yeah, this is kind of our access aisle where we can service all of these areas. That little boy is Jericho.
And that's an emu.
That is an emu. That's our one male emu. He's very, very friendly. He likes to peck at different things. Not to be mean, he's just checking them out all the time. He's very, very curious.
Okay, we've featured the emus before in my Facebook Live video.
And then we have Mariah and Sinai, and then Olive is somewhere around here. There she is. She's down there.
So, we've got 4 emus.
Yes, 4 emus and 3 ostriches.
What do you call the zebra?
This is Zilla and Zipporah.
I'm glad you know all their names.
Yeah, I can remember animal names really easy. It's people names that aren't so great. Hey Zilla, what you doing? She's upset she's not the star of the show this time.
Oh, okay.
She's a good girl. So here's our ostriches. This is where they're kind of temporarily going to be while they're meeting our zebras and the emus. So they're all 3 females.
Here we go. Wow, they're all 3 female, you said?
We can actually go on in if you guys want to check them out a little bit closer.
They're not going to jump on me and...
No, they're actually pretty tame. Right now, they're still getting used to their new home, so they're a little bit more cautious than anything. So for the most part, they're just going to run away from us at the most. Hopefully, they'll start coming up to us for food, though. We'll see what they think of apples if we set them down for them.
There we are, our 3 new residents. Actually, over time, we want to expand the zoo more and more. Have some intriguing animals. People love to come and see God's creatures here, don't they? And there they are, the 3 emus. And so, Johnny, if you were giving a program on the emus, what are some of the things you would say? Oh, ostriches. Did I say emus? And you know what? I'm so biased for Australian animals. So.
I don't blame you, Ken.
Yeah.
That one bit. Well, one thing we love about having ostrich here is so we talk about the difference between the rat-tights and the emus, as you just mentioned, and the big difference. And right now, they're not too far off in size.
Right.
But they're only 5.5 months old, so they'll get a lot bigger. And they are just very beautiful animals, very curious. When they're full grown, their plumage will come in real black.
So how long do these live normally?
They can live about 20 to 30 years.
Yeah, they can actually live to be 80 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is why it's really important for us to get them super friendly.
That's about how old I feel lately.
It's quite a commitment to care for ostriches.
Yeah, so what do you have to do to care for them?
They do require a lot of food. They eat a lot more than you'd think they do. So we get a special rat-tight food that's specifically formulated for these guys. So they're getting a really good diet. And then we also give them this produce.
Okay,
So she's checking out the
now
apples.
she's checking out the apples.
So do you see how she's kind of pushing out her
Yeah.
her wings? That's kind of like a defense mechanism. She's not really sure who we are. She's not necessarily being mean. She's just trying to make herself look a little bit bigger, just in case we aren't so friendly.
She's actually frightened of Maria.
Yeah.
Maria's our videographer, and she's frightening. You're frightening the ostriches, Maria. So, so what else can we say about them from a biblical perspective? Oh,
Do we have a question?
yeah, we do have some questions, but okay, Maria, what are the questions?
Does the Ark own them, or are they on lease?
We do own these, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, the ostriches we own. They belong to the Ark Encounter.
As far as biblically, they're in a rat-type kind, and we talk about the different kinds that Noah brought over.
So the emu is in which kind?
They're in a rat-type kind
So
as
it's
well.
the same kind.
Yep.
So we would say ostriches, emus, all the same kind.
Yep.
So you didn't need to have ostriches and emus. You'd
Correct.
have two of that kind, whatever they originally look like.
Right. Absolutely. And then eventually they, we
Get
got.
the difference.
Yep. And then there's
Species.
also rheas, which are in South America. They're a little bit smaller than emus.
Okay.
And cassowaries too. Yeah.
Wow, look who we have over there. Wow, he's returned to us from the dead. Well, almost so. This is Buddy Davis. Hey, Buddy, we're going to let you in here. And this is actually, Buddy had a major heart problem a little while ago, and he had. Well, I'll let him talk about it here. But he was in hospital and was operated on, and he's been out of circulation for quite a while, for quite a number of weeks. And here he comes, the famous, infamous Buddy Davis. Well, you're looking good, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Feel pretty good.
Yeah. Did they do a brain transplant, or what they do?
They didn't want to mess with perfection.
Oh, okay. I see that. Yeah. So now you had already your aorta, the aortic valve had a problem. Actually, our eldest grandchild had to have an artificial aortic valve put in, and you quite a number of years ago had a pig's valve put in.
Yep.
Right.
I was really close to the Ham family.
Yeah. That's really good. Yeah, you were a transitional form. And
Yeah, I
then,
guess that's a good way of putting
and then you wore the pig's valve out because of all your singing and dinosaur sculpting, and you wore it out.
Yep.
And it collapsed, and then you had to have emergency surgery. And now they put
Yeah.
a cow valve in.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. And
I like to eat grass now.
Okay. So now this is the first time you've been to the Ark
Yeah, it's awesome.
since it opened, because you got sick. Where were you? North Dakota or somewhere?
I was in Montana.
Oh, Montana,
I was
that's
doing
right.
a DVD for a friend of mine, Dr. Job Martin.
And then you end up in hospital.
Yeah, I was actually singing in church when I had the heart attack.
Oh, is that right?
I got clear through the song nobody ever knew.
Is that right?
Nobody knew.
And they took you to hospital, and
Yeah.
then
life flighted me to North Dakota then, because
and then they did the operation, and then as they closed you up, you sprung a leak.
Yeah, they found. He said, I've been a doctor, heart surgeon for 33 years. This is the first time we've put a soda in and it come loose right when they closed me up. So they had to
Then
go
they
in
had
and
to
fix
open you
that.
up again.
Yeah.
And so, but you
I didn't know any of this was going on.
So what do you think of the Ark now?
Oh man, everybody's got to see this.
Yeah,
It's just awesome.
it's
I
incredible.
actually, when we were pulling up, it brought tears to my eyes just to see.
I know, it's amazing.
It's
to
just
see that.
great. Yeah.
And see all the exhibits in there,
Yeah.
and the zoo and the petting zoo. So you haven't seen any of this.
No,
You've been out of commission.
I have.
And yet, when we go way back to when we first started Answers in Genesis, and 1994, when we moved to Kentucky here, and then we had a seminar and met you and
Yep.
saw your dinosaurs, and
Yeah.
your dinosaur sculptures are now part of the Creation Museum.
Yep.
And you and Kay became an integral part of the whole museum vision
Yep.
with the dinosaurs.
Yep.
And so you've grown up with all of this. Kay, can you hear them? They're talking to you.
I can hear it. Yeah.
They were saying.
I'll be over and talk to you a little bit later.
Yeah, they were saying, welcome, buddy. And so, of course, you've been all around the world singing with me at programs, and you have a lot of CDs, and a lot of kids just love Buddy Davis.
Well, I love the children too.
You did a workshop for the first time in a number of weeks yesterday.
Yeah, yes, his first workshop.
How'd it go?
Went good.
So you're singing again?
I'll be doing a concert tomorrow and
Oh,
Friday.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So you're starting to get your strength back.
Yeah, feeling
Well,
pretty good.
that is really great. Well, come over here and we'll have a look at these ostriches. Well, can we go any closer, or are they?
Yeah, we can come a little closer. So we have 3 females.
Okay, we can hear them talking.
Yeah.
Can you translate? Do you have an
I wish I could. I
do you have
wish
an
I knew what
ostrich
they were
translator?
saying.
There we are.
So these are 3 girls. We actually do need name suggestions. We don't have names for them yet. We are doing all biblical names. So if you guys have any suggestions, they're all 3 girls.
Okay, so biblical names for the ostriches. So people can, on my Facebook, if they're watching now, they can come up with suggestions. You got any hints sort of where to look, or?
Well, we named our emus after mounts. So we have Sinai and Olive, and so
Okay.
if you could, we're trying to pick kind of themes per animal. So our zebras, we just had a Z theme, so that's where we got Zilla and Zipporah. So really, any trio of women that kind of sound good together.
Any trio of women that sound good together. Okay, so see who can come up with some names for the ostriches, and I'll see what they put on
Yeah,
my
and we'll
Facebook here. They can
see.
comment with names. So you want female names.
Yes.
So we believe in male and female here at the Ark, right? Because the
We
Bible
are all
says that,
girls,
right?
yeah.
Goes back to Genesis. God made man male and female, and made the animals male and female. But here we are. We want to name the 3 female ostriches.
So one of the main reasons we don't have a male is as the males get older, they can become a little bit aggressive towards their keepers, whether you have a relationship with them or not. So we're sticking with the females for the safety of our staff. But these guys can actually turn out really friendly. They're only 5.5 months old, so they've got a lot of growing to do. So they're still kind of this brownish color. When they hatch, they're only about that tall, and they're actually brown and striped. They don't look like an ostrich at all. And that's so that they can blend into their environment and not be seen by predators. As they get older, they'll start to grow into this color. The females turn kind of a gray color, and the males turn black. But the males actually raise the chicks, and they do mate for life. So they'll pick a pair, and then they'll mate together. And actually, when their eggs have the yolk in them and they are solid, they're strong enough for a human being to stand on top of them. I've done it before; it's a little scary, but they are so strong. They can handle all of that. But they're really good parents.
So we've only got 3 females. We have no males, so that means we'll get no little ostriches.
No little ostriches. We do have a male emu, so we'll see how that goes with our 3 females, because he's actually pretty friendly. The emus typically stay pretty friendly, male or female. We just wanted to keep our staff safe.
Now, will these still lay eggs?
Yeah, they can. It's not nearly as often as a chicken does, but they can. It'll be a while, though, because they're so young. So they've got a lot of growing to do, and you can actually see the different kinds of standing that they do. So when they're relaxing and just sitting down, that's kind of like their relaxed sitting, and then this would be kind of their laying down. So they can actually they're really fast, and one of the biggest differences you'll see between them and the emus is these guys only have 2 toes, and the emus actually have 3.
I was looking at that, and I thought, did you chop a toe off?
No, yeah, that's how God made them. They only have 2 toes.
And Ken, that's actually considered flat foot, the way he's sitting right there. That's his whole foot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So basically, they're walking on their
okay.
tiptoes all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the way, because there's just the way that the birds are designed.
Mm.
Actually, if Buddy had his guitar here, he'd be singing, it's designed to do what it does, do what it does, do it does, do well, doesn't it? Don't you think it does? Do you? I do. Hope you do too, do you?
That's good.
Can you remember that?
I can.
You remember that? You stole that from me and put it in a song.
Yeah, and I stole billions of dead things from you, too.
Yeah, that's true, you did. And then you tell people that you made it up.
That's what I tell them. Yeah. People come up to me that hadn't seen you yet, and they hear me sing these songs. Then they hear you. They say, "Hey, did you know there's this guy from Australia taking ideas from your songs and making messages out of them?"
Yeah.
I say, "How dare he do that?"
Yeah. Well, it's great that we can take all that information and give it to kids. So, Buddy, I could see you coming down here too, and talking to our zookeepers and having kids down here. And,
Yeah, I'd love that.
And show them around here. So now we have in the zoo, what do we got? We got ostriches, we got emus, we have yaks, zebras, kangaroos, llamas, alpacas, camel rides, donkey rides. What do you call the big donkey?
Mammoth donkey.
Oh, the
We've got
mammoth donkey.
Standard and mammoth.
Standard and mammoth donkey.
We also have miniatures too.
Do
We
you
do have our little baby.
think while we're on Facebook Live, you think we can go in and see the yaks?
Yeah, we can
Can
go
we do
check
that?
them out.
Okay.
You want to see some of the names?
Oh yeah, some of the names. Like what are people saying? Here we are naming the female ostriches. Sarah,
Naomi,
Naomi.
Orpha, Ruth.
Those are all our goat names.
Okay, we've got all those names taken. They've all been taken for the goats.
Rhoda, Ruth, Hannah, Sarah, Esther, Rebecca, Hannah, Mary, Job's 3 daughters.
Oh, that'd
Job's
be a
3
good one.
daughters. That's not. Hey, what do you think of that idea?
We could find that.
Yeah, we could. Do they have actual names there in the book of Job?
Yeah,
I forget.
we might have to look at, make sure
Yeah.
we can pronounce them too.
Maybe somebody can check that out for us. Do Job's 3 daughters
My staff has
actually have
told
their
me I have
names?
to make it easy for them to pronounce.
No.
They're tired of
No,
the
you're going to
hard
have to
ones.
make some of them hard just to be a challenge for them. We're going to have to do that.
Ruby, Ruth, Leah, Sarah, Elizabeth, Hannah,
Sarah's is
Like,
popular.
Sarah seems popular.
We've
And
got
your name's Sarah.
I
Sarah
know,
Joe.
That's a good name.
there's a lot of repeats in here. Martha, Mary,
Martha, Mary,
Lydia,
Lydia. Oh yeah, they're all New Testament names. Okay.
can ostriches and emus interbreed?
Can ostriches and emus interbreed?
I'm actually not sure about that. They probably would be able to because they're both in the rat-type kind. I think the biggest difference would be is their location. So they're not located anywhere
And
near
because
each
they're
other.
isolated from each other and probably been so for quite a while,
Yeah.
they probably would be reticent to interbreed. But that's the interesting thing about kinds. You can get some really different species and yet they're the same kind.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go over and see the yaks while we're here. Come over here. So Buddy, you want to come over and see the yaks?
Sure, I'd love to.
You know what a yak is?
Somebody
It's what you do when you're
talking
talking to people. You yak a lot.
Yeah.
So it's which kind are the yaks?
And the bovine kind.
The bovine
Yeah, so
kind.
they're
That's
related to
Yeah.
cows.
That'd be cows, Ken.
That's cows?
Just so you know.
okay. All right, I wanted to know that. Yeah. They sort of.
I'm glad to help
You know the
out.
interesting thing? They look like cows.
Yeah,
So you'd expect bovine kind to look like cows, right?
I would expect that.
Okay, people can keep coming up with names for the ostriches. 3 female names. Come up with some unique names from the Bible.
Names.
Biblical names, yeah.
Biblical names, yeah, they got to be biblical names. That's what they're naming all the animals around here. So let's go over. Hey, these have really sharp horns on their head. Am I safe walking up to them?
We're going to kind of keep our distance this morning just
Oh,
because
okay.
Esther was in a very playful mood this morning.
Okay.
So she's not trying to cause any harm, but she is very big and she's got big horns and she doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily realize that we are not other yaks that have the ability to play with her.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we'll be a little careful.
Yeah, so this is Esther. That's the big mama, and if she stands up, you can actually see they're not nearly as big as you think they are. They're very wide, just like a cow is, but they're kind of short and stubby. And then she's got her calf is Mordecai, and he's laying down. I think he might be kind of hiding behind her.
Esther and Mordecai, that makes sense.
And then we have Hadassah, which was Esther's original name, and then Xerxes.
Oh, okay.
So Mordecai's laying down in the left corner. That is
There's
her
a
calf.
tiny little calf.
Yeah.
Hey, how many other places in the world can you visit a zoo and then in the background here, and we'll zoom across for you, you see Noah's Ark. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's our cafe. Hey, from here, you look at that cafe. It's a 1,500 seat restaurant, actually, and it's dwarfed by the Ark. You see how big the Ark is. From the back here, you can see the 3 towers. The Ark actually anchors to 3 towers, and that's what gives it protection from the wind, anchors it to the wind, and we have the exit stairs and the elevators and the restrooms in there. It's funny how some people got on my Facebook and said, wow, how can you have people in the Ark when there's no exit stairs? Because you're looking from the front and you
Yep,
see the
it's
Ark.
hidden.
Then I realized all that infrastructure's at the back.
Yep.
And of course you wouldn't be allowed to build it for thousands of tourists to come in if you didn't have it built to code with all the exits and so on. You can see the big air conditioning units up there too. We have to keep it nice and air conditioned for all of our guests. But it is a massive structure. And yesterday we had over nearly 2,500 people here yesterday. And I mean, during the week, and this is low time since the summer, and we're getting, even during the middle of the week, like today, I just looked at the numbers today, we're probably going to exceed our projections and probably get over 2,000 today. So
And this weekend is
a
picking
lot of
up.
tour buses. Hey, Johnny, have you heard people comment about the zoo or the
Oh
or
yeah,
the Ark? What
I
have you
tell you.
heard?
Well, they praise the museum, Creation Museum as well, but they're so happy with it, and they know we're going to keep growing, and they're excited about that, and they're telling all their friends, and it's amazing to me because a lot of people has found out about it on the news.
Oh, really?
On
Yeah.
secular
Yeah.
channels and stuff like that. So that's been a blessing.
Well,
And I've met a couple of people that seen it like the day before and came from Georgia or whatever and drove all the way up here the next day just to come see
just
us.
to come see it. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's interesting. What about the animals, Sarah Jo? Did you hear them say anything about the zoo?
Oh
animals?
yeah, they love them. The goats are a huge hit. The kids like going in there.
Oh, that's the
Our
petting zoo
tortoise
part, yeah.
Methuselah is a big hit in our petting zoo as well.
So is Methuselah there right now?
Yeah, he's actually roaming around somewhere. He's
Okay.
always trucking
Let's
along.
go back. Why don't you show Buddy Methuselah? So we'll
Oh, yeah.
we'll walk back to the petting zoo part. This is the zoo part, and over time we'll increase this. We have 800 acres here, so we've got plenty of room to expand the zoo as well as build all the other phases for the ark too.
We actually
And,
just took out our miniature donkeys this morning. They all came up to the front of the ark. We try to get the animals out of their enclosure so that way they get some exercise and enrichment, and then the people love it. So our newest little baby donkey, she's only 2 months old. She comes out and she lets the kids pet on her, and she does
Oh,
a really
really?
good job out there.
She's only 2 months old. Is she out there today?
She's actually back in her enclosure right now
Okay.
because we already walked her up to the front and let some kids
Oh,
pet her.
okay. Well, we might even be able to go back and
Yeah,
see her there.
she's closer over to the petting area.
All right. So let's walk past the emus here.
Emus, yep.
Some
Hopefully
Australian,
today-
we say emu.
Emu.
You say emu.
Emus.
That's
I
that's
kinda go
Americans
back
for
and
you.
forth. These
So
guys today,
the water that's in there, that's deliberate, isn't it?
which no.
The water that you see in there.
Yeah.
Isn't
This
that-
morning we turned on the sprinklers for them. It's really good enrichment. They'll find a puddle and plop down in
So
it.
they like the puddles.
They love the water.
so that's why you do that.
Yeah, we do a lot of enrichment for them, just to keep them mentally stimulated, since
These-
they're in
Some
are
of
in
these kids
enclosures.
visiting the zoo. Where are you guys from?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Is this your first time here at the Ark?
At the Ark, yes.
Okay, you've been to the Creation Museum before.
Quite a number of times.
Okay, what do you think of the
Nice
Ark?
to see you.
Thank you. Good.
I saw you come in at the parking lot,
Oh, you did?
and you scooted away pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah.
This is his first time at the Ark since it opened.
Is that right?
Yeah, because
Okay.
Buddy had a heart operation recently.
I guess. I remember
Yeah, he's-
that. So you're doing well?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yep.
Are
So
you
the Lord's
back
still
in
got lots of
Florida
work for him to
yet,
do.
I'm not back all the way, but I'm
So what do you think of the Ark?
Yeah, well,
That's
good.
great.
Good.
You been inside?
tomorrow.
Yep.
Been through all
Okay.
3 decks?
And then the
No,
next
just
day.
to the
Two?
second one.
Oh, you're going to go back and go through the others?
Yeah.
And I did
It's a big
work
place,
out.
isn't it?
Awesome. Huge.
Each deck is like an attraction in
I
itself,
almost
isn't it?
feel like it's holy ground.
Yeah. Oh, great. Well, enjoy your time here.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alrighty, so there's people from Pennsylvania. When you meet people here, they're from all over, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
All over the world.
If you look in the
fact.
parking lot, there's way more license plates from all over than more in Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's one of the. I tell people that's an exhibit. Go and look at the license plates. So let's see if we can find Methuselah.
I think Johnny might have found him for us.
Okay. So
You got him.
we found Methuselah.
He's making his way.
So while we're doing this, people can still be trying to come up with biblical names for us for the 3 female ostriches. Okay, so here we are. This is Methuselah. Why don't you tell us a bit about Methuselah?
Methuselah, he's 7 years old. They could live anywhere from 100, 150. There's on record that the one lived past 200 some years old.
So he's
and,
just like a little baby.
Yeah, he's only 7 years old. He's about 13 pounds presently.
So he's probably going to outlive you and me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Maybe not Maria. who's
Hence,
the videographer.
hence the name
She's so young,
Methuselah.
but-
So
Okay.
that's a big reason.
Methuselah, tell us what you think of this place.
He might try to eat.
Anyway, can you understand his talk? No, he's not saying anything. He might try to eat it. Yeah. So which kind are these in?
Well, they're reptiles, but it'd be the tortoise kind.
The tortoise kind?
Yep. So
Turtles, tortoises, they're all in
Yeah.
the same creed
All in
and
the
joined
same-
together.
absolutely.
This is Castle. This is our youngest baby goat. She was our first baby born here.
Okay. Hi, Castle.
She will
Would you- would
definitely
you
try
like
to eat that.
Would you like to say something for all the people watching you here now that you're famous? Do you want to eat that? Is it what you want to do?
And we do have
Okay.
now, we've got them some really nice collars. So all the girls wear purple and all the boys wear blue, and then all of their names are on there. So the kids can come in and know if they're a boy or girl and know their names and
Oh,
pet on
really?
them and play with them. And
Hey.
we actually do
This
have
one-
Ephraim might come over and join us. He likes
Trying
to
to
jump
eat
on.
my trousers.
She'll,
over there.
they try to eat just about anything they can.
So that's true about goats. They'll eat
yeah,
anything.
let's see if Ephraim will come over.
Okay, let's go over here.
Ephraim is our other baby goat. What'd she say, buddy? And he's got a good habit of our zookeepers will come in here and kneel down with him, and he likes to jump up on their backs and
Has he
climb
got a
on
collar?
them.
He doesn't have a collar.
No, his actually, they spelled his name wrong. The biblical names are a little hard for them to get all
Okay.
them spelled
But this
right.
one does have
This
a
is
collar.
Dinah. That's his mama. So
Okay.
you can see she's a La Mancha goat. She doesn't have the external ears. That's how they're bred, kind of like how dogs, Basset Hounds are bred for long
So
ears.
nobody cut the ears off.
Nope. No, that's how they're
Yeah.
born. So both of these guys are actually La Manchas, and then Ephraim is her baby. So she actually bred with a Nubian goat, which is why he's got the longer ears.
Ah, okay, interesting. Well, I tell you what. Do you think you could show us the baby donkey?
Oh, yeah, let's go check her out.
How old is she?
She's 2 months old.
2 months old.
Yes.
Okay, let's go check the baby donkey out. Yeah, and you got a name for her?
Athalia. Yeah, we
Athalia.
stuck with a Queen's theme with our miniature donkeys.
Okay.
So we have Jezebel, Sheba, and Vashti.
Okay.
And then Athalia was a princess, so we had to name the baby Athalia. And our one male donkey, we couldn't resist naming him Balaam.
Oh, yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's our only male, though. He's still pretty young.
Okay, so the zebras in here, right? Are they?
These
No,
over there, these are
the-
our llamas and
they're
alpacas.
the llamas and alpacas.
Yeah,
that's
so
right.
we actually keep them together. They're in the same camelid kind. Same with the camels. So they can actually all breed together.
And that's part of what the zoo is all about. It's not just to have animals here, but to have some different types within a kind.
Yep.
And,
that way, everybody's hearing kinds, and then they get all one. Her name is Shira,
Yeah, you can
and
tell
then
that.
Nara is her friend. We're just getting ready to start up camel ride. So
Oh, okay.
we have.
So they're very popular. I've been
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been watching.
Yeah, Luke and Archie are our camels working today. We've got them on rotation, so that way nobody gets overworked. That we have a
I know
schedule for all of
sometimes
them.
on Saturdays I look at the number of camel rides. And
Yeah.
I
We
say,
did. I think we
You-
did over 500 rides in one Saturday. It was crazy, but
know,
we had to bring
must
out
have
an
walked a
extra
few
camel.
miles, did
Oh
you?
yeah. You need a Fitbit out here to keep track of how much you're walking.
So this is a special pen for donkeys here.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and we actually just got all this landscaping in. My dad's been working hard, and his crew
Yeah,
to
it's
get us
very
some
very
landscaping in.
talented horticulturalist. And
So you
oh,
can actually
so is
come
our
in and
baby
you'll see
donkey
the
in here?
sleuths. Yes, yeah, she's on exhibit over here. She's with her mama.
Okay, we're about to see
So this
the
is
2 month
Balaam,
old. That's Balaam,
Sheba,
Sheba.
big girl's Jezebel.
They all look the same to me. How do you remember that?
You gotta find all the differences. Athalia's smart. She's hanging out in the shade.
So here we go. Wow, look at this. And so who was the mother of this one?
That is Vashti.
That is her mother
her
right
mom,
there.
yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Athalia is a good girl. She's still super tiny, and she'll stay pretty small because she's a miniature. But she's doing great here. She comes up to the kids, lets them pet them, and runs around, gives them a show.